Welcome back to the Magical Mayhem. So you're ready for your first restaurant? I'll share with you some tips that have worked for me right after this. If you're watching this video, it's because you're interested in getting a restaurant and earning some extra money. Rule number one that you have to consider or you have to come across is that you are an entertainer. Yes, I said entertainer. If you go in there and just say, I'm a magician, I'm a balloon artist, you're classifying yourself in too small a niche. So you have to go in there and let them know that you are an entertainer. I am an entertainer. I do magic, I do balloon art, I'm a juggler. I'm a decent magician, I'm a fairly good, strong balloon artist, I'm a very weak juggler. I can juggle and I actually use it as part of my acts. In fact, I've gotten booked because I said I'm a juggler. I'm not a good juggler, but I can juggle and I am entertaining with juggling. I'm an entertainer. That's all they want. They want an entertainer. I blanketed the whole region with these. That's right, a card. I sent cards out. What that does is just puts my name right out there. I sent out a lot of cards and I got, let me think about it. How many responses did I get in that first mailing? Oh yeah, none. It didn't work. So you know what I did? I sent more mailers out. You know why? Because what you need to do is you need to follow up. Follow up. If you get nothing from this video, remember, you have to follow up. I sent a second mailer for my follow-up, and I specifically chose the one locations that I wanted to work at, and then I followed up. So right about now, you're asking yourself, what information should be in that flyer? So let's keep it simple. You want to make sure that you include who you are, what you do, and why they should care. One is just identify your business. Two, you're an entertainer. And three, they should care because you can help their business. You can just tell them that you, for example, the restaurants that I work at now, they have a family night. So I explain to them the benefits of having me on a family night. And it's been working. I've only been there once, and she already realized that there was a buzz around me, and they wanted to know when I would be back. So I'm generating some excitement. Generate the excitement, hopefully brings the business in, and that's why they should care. What's a good follow-up? So I'll kind of talk you through one of my follow-ups. Like for example, a customer calls me and says, I have a birthday party, I have a corporate show, what do you do? I tell them who I am, what I do, and how I can benefit them. And after I've answered all those questions, the customer says, okay, I'll call you back. So at the beginning, you probably sit by the phone like I did and wait for the customer to call back. So I decided I need to follow up. So a couple of days later, depending on who it is, I give them a follow-up call. I say, hey, Mr. Customer, last week you called me regarding an event you were having. I just want to remind you who I am, remind you what I do, and remind you the benefits of how I can help you. That's a follow-up. And once you listen, you're attentive, you've answered all their questions, at that point, you've earned the right to say, are you ready to book me? Same thing with a restaurant. And here's how I work a restaurant. I target the restaurants that I know I want to work at. I go in, I have lunch, and I sit down there and I just look around. And I just take it all in. And after all that, if I feel that I'm a good fit for that restaurant, then I'll ask my server for the manager's name. I just make up something up. You know, this is a great restaurant. I want to give them some positive feedback. And be sure you give them the feedback because the servers are going to be expecting it. And if they did a good job, it's a good thing to do. You wouldn't want that feedback, so I'm more than happy to give it back to the servers. So after a couple of days, what I do is I contact the manager. I don't contact them during the busy time. I contact them during what I feel is a low time for them, where they're quiet and not a whole lot going on. So that way they have time to answer my call. If you call them in the middle of dinner time, that's probably not a good time and they're not going to listen to you. So at that point, what I do is I identify myself, who I am, what I do, and how I can benefit them. And then at that point, I listen to their feedback, I answer the questions concerned, and I've earned the right now to say, would you like me at your restaurant? I can give you a free night to show you what I do. Come on, who's going to turn down a free night? Well, some of them will. But you got to follow up. It does no good to send all these flyers out, spend all this money, and not follow up. You have to follow up. You'll get the business. I did. You can too. So the one thing I do want to add is all of this only going to work if you're a magician, if you have the chops, if you're a balloon artist, if you've got the balloons for it. Spend a couple weeks perfecting everything and working it all out. I'll put a video together, show you what I use during my magic routines, balloon art, doing a restaurant. That way you guys can kind of get an idea. The other thing I have to say is that this worked for me. I'm just putting it out there for you guys to know what I did and how it works for me. Hopefully it'll work for you. But remember, every market is different. So you may have to tweak it a little bit, but you got to do what you got to do in your market to make it work. Just remember that again, this is how I did it. This is how it worked for me, and hopefully it'll work for you too. Hopefully you guys found some of the information useful. It's worked for me. Hopefully it's worked for you. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you haven't done so, please subscribe. And remember, keep it amazing.